Medieval armor, what actually worked and what didn't. A knight stands on the battlefield, steel gleaming in the sun, arrows rain from the sky. A spear lunges toward his chest, a warhammer swings down to crush his skull. This is the ultimate question of medieval warfare. Did armor actually protect you, or was it a heavy death trap? Today we're putting medieval armor to the test, revealing what worked, what didn't, and why the real battlefield was far deadlier than modern movies would ever dare show. When we think of the Middle Ages, we imagine shining knights in gleaming suits of armor, unstoppable warriors, invincible in metal. But the truth? Armor wasn't perfect. Some types protected brilliantly, others failed disastrously, and some were more dangerous to the wearer than the enemy. From chainmail to full plate, from helmets to shields, we're breaking down the real science of medieval protection and the brutal reality of the weapons designed to break it. Section 1. The gambeson, the unsung hero. Let's start with the armor everyone overlooks. The gambeson, or padded jacket, made of quilted linen stuffed with wool, horsehair, or even scrap cloth, it performed miracles. A good gambeson could absorb arrow hits, blunt sword blows, and protect from bruising. It was cheap, flexible, and shockingly effective. Many knights wore it under their metal armor because without it, even plate armor would break your bones on impact. Worked. Extremely effective against cuts and blunt force. Didn't. Vulnerable to piercing weapons like bodkin arrows and knives. The gambeson is proof that sometimes cloth beats steel. Section 2. Chainmail, the king of cut protection. For centuries, mail armor was the medieval standard. Thousands of linked iron rings protected soldiers from slashes and glancing blows. Against swords? Amazing. Against early spears? Solid. Against axes? Decent. But chainmail had two weaknesses: piercing weapons, arrows, crossbow bolts, thin spikes. Blunt force trauma? Mail stops the blade, but your body still absorbs the impact. A mace strike through mail could shatter ribs like twigs. Worked. Fantastic against slashing attacks. Didn't. Failed against armor-piercing arrows and heavy blunt weapons. Mail saved lives. It also broke them in half. Section 3. Helmets, the most important armor you owned. Want to know the #1 piece of armor a medieval soldier needed? A helmet? It didn't matter if you were a noble knight or a peasant with a stick. If you protected your skull, you stood a chance. Early helmets were simple conical caps. Later, the great helm enclosed the entire head. By the 15th century, knights wore masterpieces of engineering like the armet and sallet. Helmets were incredibly effective, except when vision and breathability became trade-offs. Worked, life-saving against swords, arrows, and glancing spear hits. Didn't. Limited visibility could get you killed in chaotic combat. Still, if you were going to buy only one piece of armor, a helmet was your best investment. Section 4. Shields, the medieval force field. Before plate armor ruled the battlefield, the shield was king. Large, light, and versatile, shields were used to block arrows, redirect spears, create shield walls, smash opponents in close combat. Shields were made of layered wood, leather, and sometimes metal rims. Their greatest strength? They covered what metal armor couldn't: your legs and sides. Worked. Incredibly effective at ranged and melee defense. Didn't. Obsolete once full plate armor offered 360-degree protection. The shield was eventually abandoned, not because it failed, but because armor got better. Section 5. Plate armor, the apex of medieval protection. By the 1400s, armor reached its ultimate form: full plate harness. This wasn't clunky. It wasn't slow. A trained knight could run, jump, fight, and mount a horse with ease. Plate armor could deflect arrows, resist sword blows entirely, stop spear thrusts, shrug off axes. Break weapons on impact. Yes, break them. Its weaknesses were real but narrow. Specialized weapons like warhammers and pole axes, visor openings, joints at the armpit and groin. overheating and exhaustion, worked. Nearly invincible against most medieval weapons. Didn't. Vulnerable to spikes, blunt trauma, and sustained attacks. Full plate was the closest the Middle Ages came to power armor. Section 6, the war hammer, plate armor's worst nightmare. The moment plate armor became popular, medieval engineers designed tools to defeat it. The warhammer, poleaxe, and bec de corbin attacked armor where it was weakest. The pointed beak punched through steel. The hammer side crushed bones through the plate. Hooks pulled knights to the ground. These weapons were lightweight, efficient, and terrifying. Armor worked, but the weapons evolved to break it. Section 7, Arrow versus Armor, Myth versus Reality. Hollywood loves scenes where arrows rain down and pierce armor like paper. Reality? Much different. Against chainmail, broadhead arrows failed. Bodkin arrows sometimes pierced at close range. Against plate armor, most arrows simply bounced off. Only extreme close-range shots from powerful longbows or crossbows had a chance to penetrate weak points. Arrows killed the unarmored. Against knights, they were mostly a nuisance. Section 8, Mobility, the hidden strength of medieval armor. One of the biggest myths is that knights lumbered around like robots. The truth? Knights trained from childhood to move in armor. A fit knight in plate armor could sprint, roll, mount a horse, climb ladders, fight for hours. The real danger wasn't movement, it was heat exhaustion. Armor turned the body into an oven. Section 9, the real reason armor disappeared. Armor didn't vanish because it stopped working. It vanished because gunpowder arrived. Cannons shattered castle walls. Handguns pierced breastplates at close range, and armor became too heavy and too expensive to keep improving. The age of steel gave way to the age of gunpowder. Conclusion. Medieval armor was a constantly evolving arms race, an iron dialogue between attack and defense. Some armor saved lives, some was theater. But all of it tells the story of a world where survival depended on what you wore as much as how you fought. Armor didn't just protect soldiers, it defined a civilization. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the truth about medieval armor, hit like and subscribe to TorchLit History, where we unlock the myths, weapons, and stories of the Middle Ages. Comment, which armor type would you trust your life to? And stay tuned for our next video, Medieval Torture Devices, Myths versus Reality. Because history isn't gentle, it's forged in steel.